Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and I got for you today is not a review of a quadcopter, but this is technically a hexacopter. Although some will say, well, that's a tricopter. No, this is a hexacopter because it has 6 blades. This is the Cheerson CX-33, and it is the S model, the 5.8 gigahertz FPV flier. Let's go over in details this particular hexacopter because it's very unique design. I have never seen anything like this before, but within each of these pods are 2 motors. There's a motor here and a motor here, and there are also gears for the top motor and gears for the bottom motor, so they're geared, they're not direct drive propellers. It's the same for this one here, the front arm, and the back arm is a little bit unique. It's not exactly the same as the front 2 arms, but again, it does have a motor in the back and a motor in the front here to power the top and the bottom as per the other 2 arms. The camera that comes with this is a 5.8 gigahertz FPV camera. Here's its antenna, and actually they say when you go in flight to pop the antenna downward, and we're going to do that so we get a little better reception from it. But one thing about this is that its cable comes down to here and its battery door opens here, and if you want to charge your battery, it's very difficult to open this door without unplugging. It's actually impossible to open this door to get at the battery without unplugging the camera each time you have to charge the camera. So what I did, it has both a power plug that runs into the hexacopter, but it also has a balanced charging plug that was also stuffed in there. I recommend, and this is what I've done, I melted a little section out of the door, the battery door here, so that I could run this charging cable outside of the quadcopter, so I don't need to open this door and unplug this camera each and every time I wish to charge the battery. That's what I've done. Others will probably come up with better ways to do this, but that was my solution for that problem. It does include an on-off switch that you see right here, but other than that, it feels very sturdy. It feels well made. One concern I got though is, it's a hexacopter with 6 motors and 6 gearboxes. That's just extra parts that can go bad, so I'm worried about motor burnouts. And another reason I'm worried about motor burnouts is it has a 7.4 volt battery to power those 6 motors. 7.4 volts is probably needed to power these 6 motors to get it to fly appropriately, but 7.4 volts is also known to burn out these smaller little motors, particularly with the JGRC HHC quadcopter. Let's go over the transmitter. First off, this is your receiver for your FPV system, your receiver screen. If you notice, there's no antenna on this receiver screen, so I'm not sure about the reception range of this particular screen. We'll see how well it does here at the soccer field. I'll try to fly it out to 100 meters if I can get that far with the quadcopter and see if we got reception the whole way. You can change the channels. It has 8 channels for this receiver, and along with 8 channels for the transmitter. Let me show you that, if I can find that button. Oh, I'm sorry. You control the channels for the transmitter by pressing this button here, and you control the channels for the receiver by pressing this button here, so you can select up to 8 channels with it. Other things with this transmitter, this turns off the camera and the video. I believe long press is for the camera, short press for taking a photo. It does have automatic takeoff and automatic landing, which you access by pressing this. And with that in mind, if you notice, this throttle stick is centered. This actually has altitude hold feature. That is great for an FPV flyer because you have one less thing you have to worry about to maintain your position in the air. It will do it automatically, maintain a certain altitude. You can select between mode 1 and mode 2. I'm not going to do that with this. I'm going to stay in default mode 2 for this flight. But other than that, it's your standard transmitter. It does not have flip. It does not have automatic 1-key return, nor does it have headless mode. But I don't consider that a big loss with the other features it has, particularly that altitude hold. We're seeing that a lot with FPV flyers that are coming out, and that, I believe, is a very good feature. So let's go for a flight of the CX-33S and see how it performs. Hope you enjoy this flight. Okay, turning on the hexacopter, placing it on the ground. Turning on the transmitter. Now if you notice, I got my little box on here. And turning on the receiver. And I'm not sure if we're bound or not. Transmitter's on, receiver's on. Oh, this has automatic takeoff. I guess all I got to do is press this button. Okay, how's my screen? I can actually see. We're doing good here. So let's go for a takeoff. Activating automatic takeoff. Oh, it's that button there, the right. And it goes right into hover. Altitude hold. That is really swift. That is really nifty, folks. Okay, let's go downfield a bit. We'll maintain this altitude. That altitude's fine for today's flight. How's my FPV looking? FPV's looking fine. Let's turn it around. Okay, what's going on there? You're supposed to be holding altitude. Let's give it a little more altitude. Bring it back to me. Now the altitude, or the range of this thing is not predicted to be very far. I believe it's, what is the range, 80 meters? We're going to just fly it around nice and gentle today. Maybe take it out to the edge of that range and see what happens. Okay, I'm going to come down a little lower because I want to go out to the edge of the range, and if it drops, I don't want it to break. We'll bring it down to right about there. Oh, that works so well, that altitude hold. And let's go down slowly down the field and see what happens. Okay, I'm about 50, 60 meters. Going a little further. It's getting a little scratchy out there. A little further. By the way, this is very easy to fly quadcopter for FPV. Going nice and gentle. Okay, I'm near the edge of the field. Doing good there. And losing signal about there. So I'm going to bring it back in. Okay, that appears to be its range too. Okay, let's go over to it and find out what its range was. Well, it landed right side up. That's good. And yeah, we're about 80 meters. So it, 50 meters is the grandstand there, and we're about another 2/3 of the way there. So close to around 80 meters. Very good job. Okay, let's put my screen back on and continue the flight. Okay, my screen is back on. I'm going to activate automatic takeoff again. Oh, it was touching the grass there. Keep that in mind, folks. If you're on a grassy field, the bottom propellers might touch the grass. So let's fly the remainder of this flight around the field here. Let's take it up a little bit higher, though, this time. And I want to examine its flight capabilities. It seems to be very, 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 very stable flyer. Let's bring that down and show you that stability. I'm lowering the throttle. Lowering throttle, bringing it down slowly. By the way, I haven't started recording yet. Let's try the recording. Let's bring it down to the ground. Well, no, I'm not going to bring it down to the ground, but I'm activating the camera now. I hope I'm activating the camera now. How about this? I'm not sure if it's recording or not, folks. I'm pretty sure I had a camera card in there. Let me bring it in and see, make sure I have a camera card in the camera. Damn gentle flyer. Let's try its automatic landing. And brings it down real gentle. Okay, what I wanted to check, did I put a card in? Oh God, no, I did not. Hold on, folks, let's put a card in this thing. I got a camera card in the car here. Hold on. We will continue with a card and try it so I can demonstrate what its video looks like. Okay, I have a memory card in there. Sorry about that, flying without a memory card. We should have bond right now. I am going to turn on the camera right now. Make sure it records. That was a photo. If you hold it down for 3 seconds, it takes a photo. How about a quick press? That activates the video, holding, or just a quick press. Okay, taking off. Oh, this is such a neat hexacopter. I like this. Okay, let's take it up a bit and show you its video. We'll climb a bit. Right there. Let's go a little bit higher then. Right about there. Oh, this is so easy to fly, folks. I think beginners would love this, as long as they can be safe and not smack those bottom propellers into grass, because you will burn out motors if you hit grass with those bottom propellers. But other than that, it's a very gentle flyer. Let's bring it down low again. Looking at the FPV screen, see if I can fly this FPV toward me. Yes, I can. There I am. Wrong way. Wait a minute here. Turning right. Okay, that's worked. This confuses me. Going from head in, looking at the quadcopter head in, and then looking at the screen where it's normal orientation, it gets confusing. But yes, it is very easy to fly in FPV. Very gentle. If you can find a park like I'm at right here. I like this. Good job, Cheerson. You made something that's really, really, really cool. Let's go back up again. Climbing, climbing, climbing. And then come back down again. Very, very neat, folks. Cheerson CX-33S. This is going to be a hit. I can tell you that right now. I know that people are going to experience motor burnouts because they're going to land this quadcopter in grass. You got to be careful about that. If you want to land on a flat area without any grass, I made that mistake already. I hope I didn't hurt those motors. And the reason being, you know, it's okay. I think there. I think my motor. That's the end of my motor life. And then when you land it, turn it off. Pull down all the way. So that's the flight time you get while recording. Before I shut it off, I want to make sure I shut off the video. I think the video already shut itself off because it's low battery. Let me press one more time. Yeah, it already shut itself down because of low battery power. Okay, you can see this is what it does when you get low battery. You get this little flashing light here in the front, although the back lights seem to be normal color, but the back red light seems to flash. Let me make sure that that's not just, no, my transmitter's on. So that tells you when you got a bad light. That's your low voltage warning. And now I just turned off the transmitter, and that tells you when, that's what it does when there's no reception. So all in all, I think this is a neat hexacopter / tricopter. I particularly like that altitude hold feature. It is extremely stable flyer. Very easy to do FPV flying with. You know, the screen doesn't come with a screen protector. I made my own. You know, you might want to consider doing yourself a favor and making yourself a screen or a sunshade for this to better see it in sunlight. But all in all, this is an excellent, easy to fly hexacopter. I give it a thumbs up. I like it. The Cheerson CX-33. Hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out.